And let's see if I can find anything out there. Yeah, that's a chore in and of itself. Don't you just love that thing? Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Rock Nation. And I am very excited today. Or actually, this evening, being so it's really late. I don't know what time it is right now. Actually, no, it's about 10-ish. Anyway, so the reason why I'm so excited is because earlier tonight I went to go sight in my rifle for hunting season, even though it's already November, or it's already started for rifle hunting season. And I'm just out there because I haven't been able to get to it lately. So it's really late for me this year. But I'm out there shooting, and I met somebody tonight that was very unexpected. And the story is I'm out there shooting, and these guys get stuck, and I don't know at the time, and I hear one of them yelling, or at least I think I hear him yelling. I'm not sure if I hear him yelling help or whatnot, because I know they passed me, so they saw me, and I finished sighting in my rifle, and I head that way because that's where I got to go to be able to come back home. And I pull up to him, and the conversation goes something like this. The guy's wanting to apologize to me because he actually was yelling at me because he's got PTSD. And, he hears me shooting, and, it's setting him off. And he's pretty much, saying, fuck you, and, your rifle, and, shooting and whatnot. And, he was, it's just something that set him off. When, it wasn't a bad thing. He did apologize, he wanted to apologize to me. And, it's like, okay, cool, man, it's all good. But when I learned that he had PTSD, I started asking, you probably military? And he said, yeah. And I said, well, what branch? He said, Army. I was like, all right, well, what unit? And he's like, 187. At that point, I'm just like, what battalion? I don't think you realize the change in the tone of my voice. Because like, 187. Well, holy shit. Excuse my language, it's going to be some language, sorry. But I was just like, holy fuck, dude, Rakasan, because it's rare I get to see another brother, or meet another brother, and I didn't think there was that many out here. And I'd already met one guy who worked for FedEx a couple years ago, actually this past year, and, just to meet someone out of the blue. And, I let him know, I was part of 3rd 187 Iron Rockasans, and we both are just excited and just pumped that we met somebody else from the same brigade. To me, it's not just a family. I mean, we're all family in the military, especially in each other's units, but it's a very strong community. And a lot of people I've seen, when they meet someone from another unit or that's been in the same unit before, outside of, the Rockasans, I've heard them say, well, that's cool, that's great, man, I was there too and whatnot, but usually what I've seen when you meet somebody who, especially out of the blue, who is a fellow Rockasan, somebody from the 101st Airborne Division, Air Assault, 3rd Brigade, you just are excited. Especially those guys who are infantry who have PTSD. Those guys I have the utmost respect for. Because, yeah, I'm a Rockasan. I was in the unit from 05 until 09. I deployed twice with the guys, but I'm a PO, what they call PO. I was supply. And I was told by my first sergeant when I first got to the unit, you ain't going out. You're not going on any missions. The only thing I was able to do was go on log packs, which is pretty much me going and resupplying the guys. That's all I could do. That's all I was allowed to do on my first deployment. And my second deployment was worse because I wasn't able to leave the wire anyways, like I wanted to. And sadly enough, yeah, infantry guys treat, somebody that's not infantry like garbage. I mean, yeah, we make friends with them, and we all become buddies, but, they also dog us because we're pogues, we're not infantry. And in a lot of ways, that's why I feel as though, I don't deserve the right to be called a Rakusan, but I've been told so many times, hey, you were in the unit, you're a Rakusan. And I appreciate that. I am humbled by that, by guys who were infantry who say that to me, because it's an honor. And any of you that don't know what a Rakusan is, what the Rakusans are, look them up. I'm sure I told this in my first video. This unit is one of the, if not the most prestigious unit out there. They are the best. They have been in every conflict, every war since its inception in World War II. They pioneered airborne parachuting. They pioneered pretty much air assault, which is repelling from a helicopter. They get the job done. There's a couple stories, or at least one I know of, when I was my first deployment with them. Pretty much when we were over there, the enemy feared us. The insurgents feared us. And, I mean, they tried doing stuff to us at first. And, one of the things that I was told, because I wasn't there with the guys when they did it, we got the number 2 guy at the time, which was in 05 to 06, so that was Zarqawi. The number 2 guy on the top 10 list that everybody's wanting. And, we're the ones that got Bravo Company, 3rd 187. Can I say I did it? Hell no. I'm not even going to take that. My brothers, my company did it. But what started all that, what really started it, we'd done missions, or the unit had done missions, and, I was there in support of them. But, on one of the missions, there was a guy who's actually from the state of Michigan, where I live right now. In fact, where my great uncle lives, in Niles, Michigan. His name was Corporal Yates. We didn't get along great, but, that's just like any other brother, any other sibling. You don't always get along with your brothers, but when something happens, you're there for them. And, I feel bad because technically I wasn't there for him because I didn't go to the, after he died, I didn't go to the ceremony that the unit put up for him. And, thinking about it, just like, dude, I feel like crap. Because I should have gone. He was a brother. But, with him being killed, he was the only one in my company that was killed. That led to the battalion commander telling my company commander, and I'm almost certain it also came down from our illustrious brigade commander, Colonel Steele, which, if you don't know who that is, I'll give you one hint: Black Hawk Down. Just, to reference it, that man is a beast. If they pretty much said, do whatever you've got to do, get it done. And pretty much my company commander, for the next 2 weeks after that, the rest of the company went out and did raids. And from what I understand, what I was told was that the insurgents put on line on a website, do not come to, because we're in Samara, do not come to Samara or you'll be captured or killed. They feared us. Anybody who's against us fears us every time we go. And they know it when we're there because what we put up. We put up Tories. We paint them. We build them. You know, and they know not to fuck with us. Do they still? Yes, they try to. But it's very few and far in between because they know if they do, they're going to get fucked up. Every time. So, you know, they went in every night for like 2 or 3 weeks, you know, either killing the insurgents or bringing them in for questioning, and even sometimes being arrested completely, and they get hauled away. You know, we took it very, or the guys took it very seriously. Even I took it seriously because, you know, these guys want to go up against us. We're trying to help the people of Iraq. And I know some people will say, well, they didn't want the help. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. They appreciated us. Because if you weren't the enemy and you saw us and you knew our reputation, you were happy to see us. You were so glad and happy. You know, it was just one of those things. And, you know, I love the unit. And again, I'm just so stoked and happy. I got to meet another one, even though he was from a different battalion. You know, there's that inner rivalry, you know. 3rd 187 Iron Rock Sons are better than Leader 1187 Rock Sons or the 50 Dudes or, you know, whoever. But in the end, it doesn't matter what unit you're with, what battalion, what company you're in. We're all brothers within the same brigade, and even in the same army, the same division. You know, people look at the 101st Airborne Division, Air Assault, as one of the top divisions. In fact, they are the top division. But why is that? Why is that? It's because of the Rakkasans. It's because of what we've done. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, 1st Brigade or 2nd Brigade or 4th Brigade or even, you know, 101st itself didn't do any good. They did. They whooped butt. You know, in World War II, in Vietnam, and Korea, you know, whatever they did it good. The only problem is we did it better. My brothers from before me, from before us, and even after us, have done it better. And that's why I love this unit. You know, and that's why I say it's an honor for me to be called a Rakkasan. And so, you know, Daniel Warner, you know, if you get to see this, dude, thank you so much for what you did. You know, dude, it was such a great honor. It was such a privilege and so awesome to meet another Rakkasan within the area. And, you know, if there's any other Rakkasans within, you know, the Holland and Grand Rapids area, even all the way down to Allegan area here in Michigan, hit me up, you know, let me know, you know, because I would love to be able to hang out with some of you guys, you know, do whatever. If there's some people that love going and shooting, I'm down for it. Playing cards, even just going for a drink. I don't get paid. I'm broke, but, you know, I'd still go out for a drink, you know, scrounge up the money just to be able to hang out with you guys, and I just love you. So, you know, I'm going to end it here, and I'm just going to say this one final thing. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, Rakkasans, for what you've done. I love you. Have a great Rakkasan day. Cool.